believe it or not, a couple of the teachers who taught me are still here teaching in the building, so that's kind of cool. I went to the University of Dayton for undergrad, and then I have my master's in literacy from Ashland. I cannot wait to meet you guys. Please let me know how I can help this year. Thanks. Mr. Q, up to you.
Hello, everybody. I am Mr. Q. I am teaching Numbers and Beyond this year, which is a specials class that all 5th and 6th graders will be taking this year. This is my 22nd year of teaching. My wife, Jennifer, and I live in Bay Village. She's a nurse. I have 3 daughters. They're all out of high school and one in college at Cincinnati studying psychology and American Sign Language. I have a 3rd daughter who lives in California as an artist. And my 3rd daughter works for University of Chicago and lives in Chicago. I did my undergraduate at Kent State and my graduate work at Baldwin Wallace, and I have a master's in special education. I taught 5th grade for 12 years, and then I taught 6th grade for 8 years. In math, all of those years. So I'm excited to work with you guys, all of you guys and gals in 5th grade, to really help you guys do the best that you can this year and get things started. So I'm also, in case you wondered, I'm also the one that helped get the skate park up and running, and I'm also the one that got the disc golf course going here in Bay Village. So I try to get involved in the community as much as I can, and we're excited to see you. Mrs. Millett, up to you.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Millett, and I will be teaching you math this year. This is my 6th year in 5th grade. I was in 8th grade first, and this is my 22nd open house. I am also in charge of town council, or you might call it student council. So if you're thinking about doing something like that, Mrs. Lyon and I will be asking for volunteers to be doing some of our community service projects. This is, oh shoot, I have 3 children, and I am not from Bay, but I live in Avon, and actually their first day of school was today. So I had a first day of school with my kids. I am all done.
Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. Komar. Some of you may remember me. I was at Westerly last year in the 4th grade. So I am also moving to middle school with you this year. I will be in 5th grade for the first time this year with you. So I teach intervention. I work with small groups of kids. I've been working with in the schools for 12 years, but this is only my 2nd year in Bay Village. It's only my 2nd open house at Bay Village. I went to Kent State and I got my master's degree from Cleveland State. And I'm married to Mr. Komar. He is a science teacher in Parma. And I have 2 children. Abby is a sophomore at Bowling Green University, and my son Benjamin is a freshman at Akron University. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all this year. Thanks.
So one of the things that we really wanted to talk about with all the parents and the students this year is about PowerSchool. We know you already have your logins and that many of you are up and running on PowerSchool. One of the things I did want to talk about is that you can get PowerSchool on your phone. It's an app. So if you haven't checked that out, please do so because it makes it so handy. But for all the parents and the students, this is our electronic grade book. So for me, for math, if I post a grade on PowerSchool, so many times I make a comment by that too. So we want the students and the parents to start getting into the habit of really checking PowerSchool at least once a week. Now you can also set like preferences on PowerSchool where anytime any teacher posts something, you get like a little notification. That's up to you, but it's just a possibility. But I just want students and parents to always be checking that because I know I make comments on that for parents and students to see very often. So it is a nice communication. The other thing is we have access to send all parents an email blast through PowerSchool, which is called School Messenger. So you will be getting email blasts like that from us too, just to give you information. And it's whatever information you have in PowerSchool. So if you only have one email in PowerSchool, that's the only email that that blast is coming to. So you might want to check that.
Okay, we have an English Block website that we are going to be using this year. This is new for us. So if you go to this tiny URL and click on it, it will come up to our website. And yours will look different, obviously, because I'm an owner here for the website. So you won't see all of the side information over to the left or the right. But it gives you, if you scroll down, it will give you all of our information, how to get out in contact with us. It gives us our emails. It gives us the Zoom class. So if your child doesn't remember how to get on Zoom, you guys can jump right onto the website and find the Zoom classes here for everyone. If you go up to the top, here's the additional classwork. And then it would be listed in under each subject if they have any additional classwork for that evening or when they are done with school that day. And then everyone has a tab up here, so you can find out information on language arts. You have information on social studies and how to get in contact. And some of them also have their Zoom link on their page as well. So then we have our math and our science. And then you have a tab for important dates coming up. And so obviously we had our Family Rocket Academy, and then we have our open house, we have supply pickup on here, and then we would add our September dates. We have the first day of school and Labor Day, and we just keep adding dates for you guys. And then the last tab we have, if you hit the more, the last tab would be important documents. This is an important one for us right now because there's a 5th grade parent survey that we would like you guys to fill out. So if you would go to our website, you would just go to the important documents or links. You would click on the 5th grade parent survey and just fill that out. I think it's a Google form, so it's really easy to fill out right online. And then I'll go back to the home page so you can see that again. And there's the tiny URL if you wanted to write that down. Who is my contact teacher? Your contact teacher is the one that you are going to do conferences with. If you have a question just about school in general, you would contact your contact teacher. If you have a question about a certain subject, you would contact that teacher that teaches the subject. But anything just in general, you would just contact us, your contact teacher. Your contact teacher is, you can find that out by, the teachers are sending postcards to all the kids. Some of you might have already received a postcard from from teachers. Whoever you receive a postcard from, that is your contact teacher. But we will also, once school starts, we will send an email out letting you know that we're your contact teacher as well.
Okay, assignment notebooks. You had these when you were at Westerly, and you will have one, it looks just like this on the cover, and on the inside, you are going to be able to do a number of things. Once we're back at school, we can send notes back and forth with your family, so it's a great way to communicate. Another thing that we'll do with your assignment notebook is keep any passwords in there. So if you need certain websites and login information for different classes, you're going to keep it all in one place. Just that way you'll be able to find everything and be able to access it easily. Lastly, students can use it to keep track of assignments when you're at home. So when you are at home, you can definitely use this to help you keep track of the work that you're doing, or if there's anything you need to finish. Once we do come back to Bay Middle School, you will be writing homework in there, or maybe reminders. I know even little things like, oh, I need more pencils. It's just a good way to stay organized.
Okay, a little bit about math. So when your parents or you are picking up your bags, you are going to see in that bag several items from me for math. You have 2 workbooks. One is a home links and one is a math journal. And when we meet on our Zoom, I'm going to explain more about why you have those. But those are for you to use, for you to keep. Don't rip any pages out unless I instruct you to. So you'll have those. You're also going to find another present, and it's a very nice dry erase board that is also for you to use all year. You're going to have it at home, and then if and when we transition back to school, you're going to bring it to school in your book bag. So that's something else you're always going to have for math. And then you're going to see a little packet that I've paper clipped together for you, and a little note from me with instructions on that. So if you're looking at my screen, I do talk about the math journal and the home links, and that's what you're going to get in your bag. You're going to have weekly tests on Friday. Now, I'm going to say that in the years past, I've always used Friday as a testing day. We're going to be a little more flexible maybe this year, but I'm going to keep trying to use Friday as our testing days. I like to get your tests back really fast in a timely manner. So we're talking like you'll get it by Monday. And then I do offer retests because in my mind, I don't really necessarily care if it's on a Friday that you show me that you can understand this problem or on a next Wednesday. My goal for you is that it's eventually you understand how to do this problem. So I do offer retakes and they're usually on Wednesdays. I do stress that homework needs to be completed in order for you to take that retest, because if you haven't done your homework, then that test is going to look very much like, oh my gosh, this is the first time I've seen this problem. So it all kind of works nicely together, and I'll explain it more when we Zoom. I also want to introduce Mr. Q, because although you're going to have me for like a main math class, you will also have almost like a second math with Mr. Q for the first quarter. So he's going to come up next and talk a little bit more about math.
Hello, everybody. Every 5th and 6th grader this year is getting an extra scoop of math and an extra scoop of language arts. So it's designed to work in collaboration with your child's regular education teacher to review, support, and extend the learning. And the main focus is to really try to address any unfinished learning that we've had due to this COVID environment. So I'm excited to be able to work with you, all of you within this particular block for the first quarter. We're going to use a variety of strategies in my class. One main thing that you guys will see in the bag that comes home is a laminated small card that has login information for a program called Mathletics. Mathletics is a very personalized online platform that I'm able to use to really try to target where your child is, or if I'm talking to you, the student, where you are. And so I'm excited about that. I am definitely going to be following Mrs. Millett. So it's not like they're going to be taking a second class and doing additional math. It's more of, hey, let's go over what's going on in math class. Is there anything we need to review? You might have an opportunity to work on some of the class assignments. So it's a nice flexible opportunity for the first quarter to get a little additional support in math. The other thing that we're going to be doing in my class, and you may see behind me if you're looking at my window, is some yoga for classrooms and some meditation, some mindfulness work to really help with some of the social emotional issues that I think we've all been dealing with. So that'll be incorporated into my class as well.
Okay. The goal in 5th grade language arts is to deepen your experience with literature. A JRB stands for a just right book. I ask that kids find a book that challenges them and helps them grow as a reader, but at the same time, a book that you can read independently, that the child can read independently. And I'm more than happy to offer recommendations. We have book commercials that we'll do this year, that you guys can do book commercials, and we have book raffles, and we make reading really fun. Behind me, I have some book covers of the picture books that I'll read aloud to you often, and this will help to build background knowledge and help you to make connections. And right now I'm working with our school librarian, Mrs. Wolf, on finding some good ebook resources. And so I'll have more information about the ebook resources soon on our website. We will have a whole class book this year. We will have a few of them. The first one is Wonder by R.J. Palacio, and it will be in your brown bag. And so I ask that you don't read it yet. I know it's tempting, but just wait and we will read it together. Also in the green folder is a letter from me if you want to check that out. We will spend time with informational text too, analyzing, interpreting, and then writing about what we read. Writing is taught in context and relates to the real world. We will also have time for creative writing in our green journals, and grades are a reflection of progress, and we will do a lot of self-reflection with grades using metacognition, or thinking about our thinking. So please let me know how I can help you this year. Thanks.
Okay, for social studies this year, 5th graders focus on North and South America. So everything we do, we are going to tie into North and South America. Over the course of the year, we'll learn about economics, Native Americans, man's interaction with the environment, and government. And actually, we are starting with government. We are going to start by talking about and learning about the upcoming presidential election. One of the things on your supply list was a red notebook. So over the course of the year, we keep our notes in that red notebook, and by the end of the year, you have kind of a portfolio where you are able to kind of reflect on everything that we've learned about, and it makes a great resource. We will be using maps here in the beginning of the year. So if you know maybe where some of the states are located, or know about where different countries are located, you are going to be feeling comfortable, but we're all going to be working on that and gaining some more knowledge. We will talk about different people in government, and we specifically are going to talk about democracy, dictatorship, and monarchy. So I know you do talk about some of those forms of government in 4th grade as well. So we're going to take that information and build on it. And I'm really excited to get started with you.
Okay, science. In science, we are going to be talking about earth and space science, life science, physical science, and then at the end of the year, hopefully we will get to some health and talk about puberty with those 5th graders, okay? We touch on little aspects of each topic, so we'll tackle those when we get through them. We'll have some formatives and summative assessments throughout the year. You will know about them. You will know about definitely your summatives at least 1 week in advance. It'll be in their assignment notebooks. It'll be on the homework page, but it'll be in there so that you guys know when they should be studying. To help them study, they may use their notes, their quizzes, handouts. Everything that they need to have with them to study will be in a white book. And that is coming home in their brown bag. It's this big white book with a spiral bind to it. Don't do anything with it until I ask you to. All right. And then other things will be on Google Classroom for them, and they will get used to that as we get into school and start working. Also, I just wanted to let you guys know, let the parents know that we will blast this slideshow out for everyone so that you guys have a copy of it and can find our website and get that information, our information down if you need to.
Okay, this year, one thing that's different from fourth grade is within your schedule, you'll have a study hall. And this is a time where you won't be meeting with a teacher during this time. You'll be doing some learning on your own during this time. So we're hoping during study hall, we want you to check your email. You can get some of your homework done. And you can do your silent reading. You can do your Just Right book or your class book for 20 minutes every day during the study hall time. There is a small group of students that I will be meeting with, and I will send those students a Zoom link. But other than that, your teachers will not be available to you during this time. This is the time that you really can show us that you're fifth graders and you're making fifth grade choices to use your time wisely to get your homework done so that when school's over, you'll have more free time to do whatever you want after school.
All right. One of the things that we expect during e-learning is that you might get a little fidgety. As I notice everybody's screens, people are starting to go like this and putting their heads down. So everybody right now, let's go, big stretch. Get a big stretch because we're going to need it. We're not used to sitting this long, but we do have some expectations during e-learning, all right? We want you to be on time. The Zoom room that you come in on is just like a classroom. So the expectations you would have in a regular classroom are the same as in your Zoom room. It's real important that you're on time because, to be honest, we have shortened class periods this year in order to make this work. So it's real important that you're on perhaps even 5 minutes beforehand. You'll be put into a waiting room, and as soon as the teacher is available, they'll click you to be entered into the classroom. It's just like opening up their classroom door and you'll come on in. So make sure you're on time. It's real important, like we say, to be responsible and accountable. And part of that is having your computer charged and ready to go. We know that students make mistakes, so do adults, but do the best you can to set yourself up for success and be ready to learn. So have your computer and your supplies ready to go. Once we set you guys pick up those brown bags, we're going to help you hopefully organize your workspace so that those are ready and available for you. When you come into a Zoom room, just like this, you should be on mute. And your video should be on. Both of those things we'll talk you through in the first couple of days. And that's an expectation that we have for you. If you want to share something, I'll show you during part of my class how you can ask to be unmuted and participate more directly in the conversation. Be aware of the space you're in your home, everybody. If you are e-learning at home and you got another brother or sister or a parent working from home, you may need to put on headphones. So prepare yourself accordingly for that. It's real important that we take turns and that we behave appropriately in a e-learning environment. And we're going to go over those behavior expectations with you the first couple of days. Notice how I'm sitting. I'm sitting up tall. You can see my face, right? That's an important thing because obviously we wish we could see you right here in the classroom, but in this environment, it's a little more challenging. So we want to see your smiling faces and we want to see you. So make sure that you're sitting up appropriately, you're in the camera view, you chat responsibly and you stay on topic. Participate, because one of the things that will help you to be more engaged is to really participate in the lesson. So we are going to do everything we can to make our lessons engaging the best that we can. And most importantly, we want you to be respectful to one another. This is definitely a time that respect is being asked of all of us. So please, please make sure that if you have questions or you're unsure about something, that you talk to us as teachers, and we're going to try to set you up for success. So thank you so much for trying to do your best. We know that it's going to be challenging, not only for you as students and parents, but for us as teachers, and we're all in this together.
All right, and we're gonna send it back over to Mr. Hereditario now.
Hey, thanks, fifth grade team. You guys are wonderful. Appreciate it. Now, I did see Mr. Awad, Mrs. Singler, and Mr. Novak joined us. I want to take a minute, maybe two. Now, music teachers like to talk a lot. A minute, maybe two, for them to talk about music at Bay Middle School.
Good morning, everybody. It's so great to see you. I'm Mr. Watt. Thank you, Mr. Hereditario, and the other fifth grade teachers for having us on here. Parents, welcome as well to Bay Middle School. We're super excited that the kids coming to Bay Middle School are going to get to participate in one of our music classes this year. We have 3 classes that all the kids get to participate in. It's band, orchestra, and choir. And we're going to let all the kids know about those choices and what's involved with them coming up here in the next couple weeks. And parents, we're going to have a meeting for you as well coming up on Wednesday, September 9th. That's going to be music specific, and it's going to give you all the information that you need to know about how to help your child make their choice in music and whether they want to participate in band, if they want to participate in orchestra, if they want to participate in choir. So what I would like to do today is just take a moment. Like I said, I'm Mr. Wad. I'm the band teacher here at the middle school, and I'll be working with Mr. Allen, who's our high school band director. He comes down and works with some of you as well. But I also want to introduce some of our other music teachers here with us today. We have Mrs. Singler, who is our strings teacher. So Mrs. Singler, would you mind saying hi so everybody can see you?
Hi, everybody.
And also with us today, we have Mr. Novak. Mr. Novak just joined our Bay Middle School music staff this year, and we're really excited to have him. He's going to be teaching choir. So, hey, Mr. Novak.
Great to see you all.
So the important thing right now, and you might have touched on this a little bit earlier, like I said, we're going to have that meeting on September 9th, and the kids are going to see it at school. You'll get a link about all that information coming out to you. It's going to be a Zoom meeting, so that we can provide you with all that information. The most important thing at this point is, when should I be at music class? It's on a rotating schedule, and you might have talked about that a little bit earlier and seen some examples on that. So most important thing is get to music. You have it on the first day of school, and we'll get to meet all of you, and we're really excited to be able to do that. We said we're gonna join my Zoom link that day, so when you get that on your schedule, you'll come to my class, but all the music teachers will be there to greet you. So we're looking forward to that. We hope to see you soon in the future. If you have any questions, pass them along to us. All of our contact information is up on the school website. Thanks again for all your time, and we look forward to seeing you this year.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thanks,
Rod,
bye.
Mr. Singler, Mr. Novak. Appreciate it. You guys are terrific. I did have 2 questions come in through email. Thank you. The first question is, how can my student ask a question during a Zoom or during class? And there's actually a bunch of ways to do that. I'll answer that. There are icons that we'll be learning and features in Zoom to where kind of a fake hand will raise if you want to if you have a question. You could simply raise your hand when you're on video. Those are 2 great ways to do it. The teacher can call on you, can talk back and forth. Those are probably our main ways of doing it. Obviously, we still can email a teacher or try to connect with them later to get your question answered. But in the Zoom, you have the icons. We'll learn more about that when we get school started. And just raise your hand and we can call on students. The second question was about attendance. How's attendance going to work? That's another great question. Thank you for asking. If a student is logging in and join the class, they're present, and our teachers are going to be taking attendance every period of every day. Even if they have the sniffles and they're at home and they can log in, they're present. If a student's not logged in the class, then they're absent. If you, for some reason, students don't feel well and you just can't do it that day, we're going to follow the same procedures we did when we were in school. You're going to call the attendance line and say, I am not well enough to join class today. We'll mark you as sick, and you'll have an excused absence. So very similar to how we did it in person, but we're just going to be doing it digitally. 2 great questions. Thank you for asking them. Parents, we're excited to get the school year started. Today's a great day to be a Rocket. This year's a great year to be a Rocket. Students, Tuesday, September 1st, we're going to start school. Monday, August 31st, we're going to give a little trial run. A reminder to check your emails tomorrow so you get your schedule and your Zoom links. Have a great day. Thank you for joining us for 5th grade open house.